Hey everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello and welcome to all my new subscribers as well. So today I decided to actually do a live video because I get a lot of questions about how to actually set aside time to write a book with a hectic life, being a mother, having a full-time job, being a wife, whatever you do. So we are going to get into those easy steps today just to go ahead and help you kind of get some clarification on what you may be doing wrong. And as an author, I definitely can relate because I am a mother. I was a single mother at first, actually, and it's like I had to find the time to do what I knew that I had a passion for doing. So the first step is to do it now. And when I say do it now, I often would know what I needed to do, and I would have this whole routine and schedule of how I was going to do it. But I kept putting it off, saying that I have time for it tomorrow, the next day, the next day. It's like it just kept being put off, and I kept saying I had time for it later. But then it started to get into weeks that I put it off, months that I put it off, and it never was done because that's called procrastination. So if you have a thought or if you have an idea that you know that you need to put out, go ahead and actually do it now. Most of the time when I was putting stuff off, I didn't realize that the stuff that I was putting off, honestly, it probably took about an hour or two, or not even that, and I was just avoiding it. So most of the time, if you go ahead and do what you think about at that moment, that's the way that you can go ahead and get it out the way and eliminate that procrastination. Okay, so step two is going to be a writing routine. So a lot of writers don't actually make routines for themselves. They go ahead and start kind of jumping into writing and doing it whenever they can. The reason that that's a little off sometimes is because we all as humans have what we call a highlighted time of the day when we are way more energetic, we're way more motivated, inspired. We actually know that we have a mission and we are dedicated to it and we need to do it. That's not us all day. Most of the time, you're going to be tired by the end of the day. If you're not a morning person, then you're not going to be inspired during that time. You're going to be cranky. You're going to be pessimistic. So you need to figure out exactly what is the time that you are most inspired, that you are most awake, you're most alert, you actually have the most ideas, and you're able to write everything out. If you can't figure out that time, just realize the time that you're most happy and upbeat. Even if you have a full time job, when is that time that you're most into your day? That's usually going to be what your writer's highlight is for the day. That's the one that you need to actually start to see if you can get time to write during that time. And if you can't, that's okay. You still actually need to find a time, whether it's in the evening when you get off work or whether it's for 1 hour on a Saturday like today when you're not doing anything. That's when you can use that time to go ahead and make sure that you get in some type of progress or some type of writing, because it's like a consistency thing. It takes about 2 weeks to create a habit. And so it also takes the same time to break it. If you consistently have an hour or a specific time of the day that you know that you can write and you use that time to write, you're going to keep sticking to it and realize that you even get the feeling during that time of the day like, oh, it's time to write. I got to write. This is what I do during this time of the day. But you have to actually begin it. And you actually have to create the schedule that you want as a writer. So sometimes for me, it is the weekend because if I'm doing stuff a lot throughout the week, helping other authors, I have to have time to find time to write for myself, which is hard with helping other authors publish their books. So usually it's going to be the weekend or the evening or when everybody's kind of down and not really bothering me. This is my family. But it's when, everybody's kind of in their own groove and you can kind of find time away from everybody and in your own space to write out even a sentence or two. And that's what actually gives you that motivation and that step up. So number three is going to be recruit your family. That is actually a great point to get into that because your family and the people around you is a big deal when it comes to you wanting to write a book and complete it. Your family and people around you can be distractions. They can be the ones that are actually making it very difficult for you to actually finish out that book. So that is unnecessary because most of the time we think that we're supposed to cater our lives to everybody around us when sometimes we actually have to recruit them to help us with something that we really want to do. So if you're telling your husband or your wife that you really want to write a book and that you need that time to yourself, and just ask them, hey, can you take the kids for this hour or so that I can get this out? Because I really want to do this, like, and I want it to actually work. And if you really have somebody who loves you, that should have no problem in giving you that time and saying, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna take them for a minute, go ahead and do your thing, and you come back when you're ready. That's not for you to take the whole day. It's not for you to just leave everybody alone just because you're that serious about your writing, but it's for you to just have that hour that you're getting that understanding from them, for them to be like, we're not going to bother you during this time. We're going to let you do your thing. And you should both have that mutual respect. Like when they want the same, you do it for them. So that's a great point to make, is that you have to have a teammate and team members on your side to actually help you with your dreams. Sometimes people can be the biggest factor, but the thing also is you being in your own way. You have to make sure that you're asking for that help, that you're extending that request, because people can't read your mind. They don't know how passionate you are about something. They're thinking it's just a hobby. Make it that them be aware that it's not just a hobby. It's something that you really want to do. You need their help, and this is what you're asking. Step number 4 is eliminate distractions. So that also has to do with your family, with the people around you. But when I say distractions, I mean also distracting yourself. So we know what that is usually. Put the phone down. Make sure that you're actually into your book fully. Don't watch a show and write at the same time. Don't try to do this and write at the same time. It's usually not going to work, and it's not going to get your full effort. Sometimes it's going to be half done, or you're going to see a lot of mistakes. So please be sure that you eliminate any distractions or anything that could actually keep you from doing the best job that you can. That means scrolling, social media and stuff. You don't need it all the time. Just give it a rest. The last but not least one is going to be planners. So planners are something that is actually not used by a lot of writers, but they come in handy. It comes in handy for me, definitely. Planners are when you actually have like a book, or you have a type of schedule to where you really write down your tasks for the day. You say, this is what I'm going to do today during this time. This is what I need to do during this time. And seeing it out there in your face and having something actually there for you to look at, that's more easier than you just planning things in your head and saying, I know I got to get this done today. I used to do the same thing and think that it worked, but it doesn't. I forgot a lot of things I need to do. I forgot about events, certain things I'm supposed to go to, things I'm supposed to do for people, which makes you look pretty flaky, wishy-washy, and like you don't have it all together. So I had to make sure, even if I use Siri and use my phone, I ask her to remind me about stuff, and that helps too. So guys, don't just like go into stuff without planning. They say if you fail to plan to fail. I've learned that, I used to think, yeah, whatever. Everybody's got their own thing. But planning is a big thing. It really helps us out. So I just wanted to come to you guys with a little live today, tell you about some 5 easy steps that I do to help me write my book and to make sure that I find time, especially like I said, as a wife and as a mother. You have to make that time, and you have to sometimes, like I said, ask for that time so that people know what you're trying to do. And like I said, if you have a great teammate, that's wonderful. If you don't, you might need to reconsider some things on that, because they should be on your side at all times. They should be trying to help you. So if not, I'm so sorry. Well, yeah, there's other things you may need to question yourself about. But if not, your teammate is your biggest helper. They're the ones who are going to take that stress off you and make sure that you're good. So, all right, guys, with that, I'm not going to hold you long. I hope you enjoy your weekend and your Saturday, and that everything's going well. I hope that you don't have any writer's block. And if you do, get out, walk around, kind of like get into some other space. You know how that goes. But for now, make sure that you come to the webinar on Tuesday. Like I said, it's going to be at 7 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So please be there and come and just get some tips and some motivation on writing and how to get started on your book, and to know if you really are ready to get started on a book. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you later.